Trams clanged down Swanston Street. The air was full of coffee smell. I rushed along holding my takeaway cup. Just a normal Melbourne morning, buzzing with energy and a quiet hum of possibility. The city was waking up. Shopkeepers were pulling out their awnings. People hurried to work, looking serious. I loved this feeling, the city coming alive, like we're all part of one big heartbeat. I ducked into a small laneway, looking for a bit of peace. Graffiti art covered the walls, a burst of colour and creativity. This was Melbourne too, a city that loves its rough bits and celebrates its arty side. An old bloke sat on a milk crate, playing a beat-up accordion. His eyes were closed, lost in the music. The tune was a bit sad, but also kind of happy. It sounded like long years and quiet good times. I stopped to listen, hooked by the simple beauty of his music. He finished the tune and opened his eyes, a twinkle in them. "Good, eh?" he said, his voice rough from age. "Melbourne's full of surprises." I smiled, totally agreeing. We chatted a bit about the weather, the city, the power of music. He told me he'd been playing on these streets for ages, watching the city change and grow. But the heart of it, that never changes, he said, tapping his chest. It's a city with soul, you see. I left him to his music and kept walking. Meeting him had changed something in me. Melbourne wasn't just buildings and streets. It was a living, breathing thing made by the stories of its people. I walked along the Yarra River, watching rowers glide across the water. The sun shone off Federation Square, a modern landmark next to the city's old Victorian buildings. Melbourne was a mix of old and new, all fitting together. The smell of spices drifted from nearby restaurants, reminding me of the city's multicultural heart. Melbourne loves its diversity. Its streets a mix of languages, food and traditions. As I walked, I realised that Melbourne's real charm wasn't in its famous places, but in its people. It was a city that celebrated being different, where everyone could find their crew, their spot, their story. I kept thinking about the old musician. He, like Melbourne, was full of unexpected beauty, his music showing the city's soul. Right then, I understood. Melbourne wasn't just a place to live, it was a feeling. It was the warmth of a shared smile on a packed tram. It was the comfort of your favourite cafe, the smell of coffee beans everywhere. It was the sound of laughter in a hidden laneway, the excitement of finding something new around every